In this video, we're going to try to make a DIY iPhone or smartphone stand with scrap wood. In this view, we can see the scrap wood piece for the DIY phone stand. This piece of scrap wood measured about 4.125 by 1.5 by 13 inches. This converts to about 10.478 by 3.81 by 33.02 centimeters. We will be using a table saw for this project. As seen, the table saw has adjustments for the height as well as the angle for the blade. We will saw a push stick with this additional scrap wood piece. The push stick will help push the scrap wood through the table saw while help keeping the fingers further away from the saw blade. This looks like the end of a 2x2, which is actually 1.5 by 1.5 inches. This would convert to 3.81 by 3.81 centimeters. The notch cut into the push stick was about 5 by 10 millimeters. This would be about 0.1969 inches by 0.3937 inches. We will start to saw the angled cuts in our scrap wood. It took a few starter cuts to get the angle and depth that I wanted for this piece of scrap wood. I settled to have the phone on the stand at an angle of 75 degrees. The table saw was set to an angle of 15 degrees due to the orientation of the saw blade. If a straight line was measured from the top of the stand straight to the bottom of the angled cut, it would be about 17 millimeters or 0.6693 inches. After the initial angle and depth were set, each additional cut was made by moving the auxiliary fence away from the saw blade. The width of the gap between the first angled cut and the last angled cut would be 17 millimeters or 0.6693 inches. We will use a wood chisel to help clean out between the saw cuts in the notch of the stand. Sandpaper was then used to help level the bottom of the notch. We will use a miter saw to cut the scrap wood into two pieces. The two pieces can then be used as two separate phone stands. Each stand of scrap wood measured 4.125 by 1.5 by 6.5 inches. Each stand converts to 10.478 by 3.81 by 16.5 centimeters. As a quick finish, we're using a pre-stained polyurethane that was left over from another project. To keep with our low-budget theme, we're applying the polyurethane with a shop towel rather than a brush. Here's a view around the stand as the finish was just applied. Here are views with the phone in the stand in a horizontal orientation. Here are views with the phone in the stand in a vertical orientation. The dimensions for the depth of the stand give it enough mass to balance the phone in a vertical orientation without flipping over. This concludes building an iPhone or smartphone stand from scrap wood. Thank you for watching.